Ainur. The Ainur are the oldest and most powerful beings connected to Middle-earth. Before the world even existed, they were created by Eru-Ilúvatar, the supreme creator of Tolkien's universe. During the great music of the Ainur, they helped shape the history and design of the world. The mightiest among them became known as the Valar, while the lesser but still incredibly powerful spirits were called the Maiar. Famous Maiar include Gandalf, Saruman, Sauron, Radagast, and the Balrog. Although they often appear in physical form, the Ainur are spiritual beings whose true nature goes far beyond ordinary creatures. Throughout Middle-earth's history, they guide kingdoms, wage wars against evil, and influence the fate of every other race. Their decisions shape thousands of years of history, making them the most influential race in Tolkien's legendarium. Elves. Elves are the firstborn children of Ilúvatar and awakened long before men entered the world. They are immortal, meaning they do not die from old age or disease, although they can be killed in battle or perish through great sorrow. Their incredible lifespan allows them to accumulate immense wisdom, craftsmanship, and knowledge. Elves built magnificent kingdoms such as Rivendell, Lothlorien, and the ancient city of Gondolin. Different groups developed distinct cultures, including the Vanyar, Noldor, Sindar, and Sylvan Elves. The Noldor became legendary smiths and scholars, while the Sylvan Elves lived more closely with nature. Elves excel with bows, swords, and magic-like abilities that come naturally from their connection to the world. By the end of the Third Age, many begin leaving Middle-earth, sailing west to the Undying Lands as the Age of Men begins. Men. Men are the second-born children of Ilúvatar and eventually become the dominant people of Middle-earth. Unlike elves, they have relatively short lives, but this allows each generation to adapt quickly and build new civilizations. Human kingdoms rise and fall throughout history, from the mighty island kingdom of Númenor to Gondor and Arnor. Aragorn belongs to the Dúnedain, descendants of Númenor who retain longer lifespans and noble heritage. Other groups include the Rohirrim, known for their unmatched horsemen, and many eastern and southern peoples with their own cultures and traditions. Men possess tremendous potential for both great heroism and terrible corruption. Their ability to choose between good and evil becomes one of the central themes of The Lord of the Rings. Dwarves. Dwarves were created by Aula, the great smith among the Valar, before the awakening of elves. Although Eru accepted their existence, they remain distinct from the children of Ilúvatar. Dwarves are famous for their strength, endurance, loyalty, and extraordinary skill in mining and metalworking. They carved enormous underground kingdoms into mountains, with Khazad Dûm standing as their greatest achievement. Their craftsmanship produced legendary weapons, armor, and jewelry admired throughout Middle-earth. Dwarves value family, tradition, and honor above almost everything else. However, their love of treasure sometimes leads to greed and conflict. Despite rivalries with elves, many dwarves prove themselves brave allies against the forces of darkness, with Gimli becoming one of the Fellowship's most beloved members. Hobbits. Hobbits are small people who prefer peaceful lives filled with farming, good food, celebrations, and family traditions. Most live in the Shire, where adventures are considered unusual and often undesirable. They rarely seek wealth or power, making them easy to overlook by the great rulers of the world. Yet this simplicity becomes their greatest strength. Bilbo Baggins unexpectedly joins a quest to reclaim a lost kingdom, while Frodo Baggins carries the One Ring into Mordor. Samwise Gamgee demonstrates loyalty and courage that inspire everyone around him. Merry and Pippin also grow from carefree villagers into respected heroes. Hobbits prove that greatness does not depend on size or military power, but on determination, kindness, and resilience. Orcs. Orcs are among the most feared enemies in Middle-earth. They were bred by Morgoth during the First Age and later became the primary soldiers of Sauron. Orcs exist in many different shapes and sizes depending on where they were bred. Most are aggressive, cruel, and constantly competing with one another, but they unite under powerful dark leaders. They are skilled at producing weapons, constructing fortresses, and fighting in massive armies. Although often portrayed as savage warriors, orcs display intelligence, organization, and military discipline when commanded effectively. They overwhelm opponents through sheer numbers and relentless attacks, becoming one of the greatest threats faced by the Free Peoples. Uruk-hai. The Uruk-hai are a stronger and more disciplined breed of orc introduced during the War of the Ring. Saruman breeds his own Uruk-hai at Isengard to create soldiers capable of fighting both day and night. They are taller, faster, and far more organized than ordinary orcs. Equipped with heavy armor, large swords, shields, and pikes, they become an elite military force. Their greatest achievement is capturing Merry and Pippin after the breaking of the Fellowship. Unlike regular orcs, they show remarkable battlefield coordination and fearlessness. Their appearance marks a dangerous evolution in Sauron's and Saruman's military strategy, making them one of the deadliest forces encountered by the heroes. Ents. Ents are ancient guardians of the forests and among the oldest living beings in Middle-earth. They were created to protect trees from those who would destroy them without care. Walking slowly and speaking deliberately, Ents often spend days discussing important decisions. Treebeard, the oldest known Ent, introduces the Fellowship to their forgotten race. Although peaceful by nature, Ents become unstoppable when angered. After witnessing Saruman's destruction of Fangorn Forest, they march on Isengard, tearing down walls and flooding the fortress. Their attack demonstrates the immense power of nature when pushed beyond its limits. Sadly, the Ents face their own tragedy, as the mysterious Entwives disappeared long ago, leaving their race unable to grow. Eagles. The Great Eagles are noble and intelligent beings that serve the forces of good throughout Middle-earth's history. They are far more than ordinary birds, possessing remarkable wisdom, strength, and independence. They do not serve as transportation whenever heroes request help because they choose their own battles and avoid interfering unless absolutely necessary. Nevertheless, they repeatedly arrive at critical moments. They rescue Gandalf from Orthanc, save Bilbo and the dwarves from danger, assist during the Battle of the Five Armies, and later rescue Frodo and Sam from Mount Doom. Their timely appearances symbolize hope arriving when all seems lost, making them one of the most memorable races in Tolkien's world. Dragons. Dragons rank among the most powerful and terrifying creatures in Middle-earth. Created by Morgoth during the First Age, they combine incredible intelligence with overwhelming physical strength. Many dragons possess fiery breath, nearly impenetrable scales, and an insatiable desire for treasure. Smaug is the last great dragon of the Third Age, and perhaps the most famous. After conquering the Lonely Mountain, he drives away the dwarves and hoards unimaginable wealth beneath the mountain. Dragons are not simply beasts, but cunning manipulators capable of deceiving and intimidating even experienced warriors. Their greed and destructive nature make them enduring symbols of unchecked power and corruption. Trolls. Trolls are enormous creatures known for their brute strength and terrifying appearance. Morgoth created them as twisted mockeries of the Ents, although they lack the wisdom and nobility of their counterparts. Early trolls are vulnerable to sunlight, turning into stone when exposed to daylight, as seen in The Hobbit. Later, Sauron breeds stronger varieties such as the Uruk-hai, who can fight under the sun and wear heavy armor. Trolls serve as siege troops, bodyguards, and shock soldiers during great battles. Their immense strength allows them to smash gates, carry enormous weapons, and break enemy formations. While not especially intelligent, they are devastating weapons in the armies of darkness. Beornings. The Beornings descend from the legendary Beorn, a skin changer capable of transforming into a massive bear. They live in the Vales of the Anduin and protect important roads and river crossings used by travelers. Known as skilled hunters, farmers, and fierce warriors, they combine a close connection with nature with exceptional combat ability. During times of war, the Beornings fight alongside the Free Peoples against the forces of evil. Their courage and loyalty earn them widespread respect across Middle-earth. Although they are one of the smaller races in number, their unique abilities and strategic location make them valuable allies. They remind us that even lesser-known peoples can play an important role in preserving peace and freedom.